Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something that's totally changing the game. We're talking about how technology is leveling the playing field for small businesses, giving them a real shot at competing with the big guys. Before we begin, please press the like button and the subscribe button. And wow, that really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? If you've ever run a small business or even just dreamed of it, you know this in your bones. It's a constant hustle, a juggling act that demands pretty much everything you've got. So let's set the scene. For the longest time, the story for small businesses has been that classic David versus Goliath tale. You know, the little guy up against these massive corporations with what feels like unlimited resources. And this slide really lays it all out, plain and simple. On one side, you've got the small business world. We're talking tight budgets, a small crew where everybody's wearing a million different hats and just never enough hours in the day. On the other side, these huge enterprises with deep pockets, entire IT departments, and specialized teams for absolutely everything. It just hasn't been a fair fight. But, and this is a huge but, this is where the entire story just flips on its head. Technology is now stepping in as the great equalizer, and it's completely rewriting the rulebook on what's even possible for small, scrappy teams. You know, for years, the advice was always do more with less, which, let's be honest, often just meant you had to cut corners. Well, that's not the deal anymore. The new way of thinking is all about using smarter systems to get incredible results without making any compromises. So, what's so different about the tools we have today? Well, for starters, they're actually built for how a small business really works. You can scale them up or down depending on your needs. They fit into actual real-world budgets, usually with these affordable subscription models. And maybe the biggest sigh of relief of all, you don't need a whole IT department to get them up and running. It is a total, absolute game changer. So let's crack open this new digital toolkit, shall we? We're going to look at the tools that used to be locked away in the arsenals of the big corporations, but are now available to, well, pretty much everyone. First up is cloud computing. And honestly, this is the bedrock for everything else. Instead of having these expensive, clunky servers sitting in a closet somewhere, all your data is stored securely off-site. This completely frees you from all the headaches of maintenance and gives you the freedom to run your business from literally anywhere you can get an internet connection. Next, let's talk about AI, and let's demystify it a little. Forget all the sci-fi stuff. For a small business, AI is like having a super practical partner. It's a tool that helps you make way smarter decisions, create amazing customer experiences, and even kickstart your creativity, all without having to hire more people. And this right here, this is where things get really exciting. Automation. Look, time is the one resource you can never get more of, right? So just picture it. Software that handles all of those repetitive, mind-numbing tasks. We're talking invoicing, payroll, sending out reminders. Not only does it basically eliminate errors, it frees you up to do the stuff that a computer could never do, building real relationships with your customers and dreaming up what's next for your business. Okay, so how do you know if you're even heading in the right direction? Well, that's where data analytics comes in. This is all about swapping out guesswork for actual insight. These tools let you track your performance in real time, get a deep understanding of your customers, and spot trends before they become obvious to everyone else. And the point here is so important. Your gut instinct as a business owner, that's priceless. But just look at the difference on this chart. When you back up that instinct with hard data, boom. It's not about replacing your intuition, it's about making it superpowered. It gives you the clarity to make faster, sharper decisions. Now, with all these incredible digital tools comes a new and really critical responsibility. We have to talk about securing your digital house. Because this part, it is absolutely 100% non-negotiable. And I really need you to hear this. It is a dangerous myth that only big companies get targeted by hackers. A lot of times, hackers see small businesses as easier targets. You just cannot afford to think you're too small to be on their radar. But here's the good news. Just like all the other tools we've been talking about, powerful cybersecurity is now within reach. It's accessible and it's affordable. It lets you protect your critical data, prevent a costly disaster, and maybe most importantly, build and keep the trust of your customers. Okay, so let's pull all of this together. When we look at this new business landscape, we really have to start thinking about technology in a completely different way. And if there is one thing you take away from this explainer, please let it be this. Technology isn't some extra perk anymore. It's not a luxury for when you've got some spare cash. It is the new baseline. It's the cost of entry for being in business today. Because at the end of the day, just staying viable, just staying in the game, comes down to this. It means you're actively using these tools to compete with anyone, to adapt on the fly, and to fuel your growth, all while holding on to that unique spark that makes your business yours. So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Thinking about your own business with its own unique challenges and its own big dreams, what is the one tool we've talked about today that could really, truly level the playing field for you? Thanks so much for watching.